Hello everybody, Tyrone the Guy 3 here, and I'm doing this video for several reasons. One, because I already did a video similar to this a while ago. It was my infamous Mario Generations videos, which honestly received the most views out of all the videos I've ever made. And yeah, it was basically some of the things I was trying to talk about a little bit. And two, I owe the InsaneGameFreak this. Basically, he helped me with he was a special guest star in my Pokemon X and Y discussion video. So I figured he helped me with his video, so now it's time for me to help him. Because yeah, I believe in morals and shit. But anyway, yeah, InsaneGameFreak definitely brings a good point. What's happening to the Mario series? What exactly is Mario headed to? Now, my history with Mario is very vague. It's very weird because, to be honest, my first Mario game that I technically ever played was on a Super Nintendo, and it was Super Mario World. That was like kind of how I was introduced to the Mario series. So I think I went in on a good foot. I later on got to play like bits and pieces of other Mario games. At this point in time, when I knew about Mario, I was barely into gaming. Like I wasn't really a video gamer at this point because I was so young. I didn't grab the concept at all. Like it wasn't my major thing yet. It didn't become my major thing until I want to say until middle school is when I really started to embrace of being a video gamer. But Mario definitely helped guide the way to me being a gamer. And I gotta say, InsaneGameFreak is right. There's a lot of, while Mario, Luigi, Toad, and Peach are very infamous in the Mario world, there's a lot of Mario characters who more or less just don't receive the spotlight. And that's one of the reasons why Princess Daisy is one of my favorites. And they have yet to use her in a main series game besides her debut game, which was Super Mario Land for the Game Boy. But Princess Daisy seems like she would bring so much. If she was a playable character, I think she would bring so much to the game as far as game mechanics. Like Princess Peach can float, but they can give Daisy like a different ability. Make her faster, I guess, or make her stronger. Because, she's a tomboy and they need to keep that going. I like Luigi and Daisy's relationship more or less, or at least how the characters have been portrayed in their spin-off titles. Is because Luigi more or less comes off as the coward and Princess Daisy comes off as the tomboy. So it's kind of like a mixed thing. Like the girl more or less has the pants in the relationship or whatever. I think it's a kind of nice mixture. While Mario and Peach share the classic knight in shining armor saves the princess ordeal. So yeah, and then Waluigi obviously hasn't been used. Wario's been used, but he's, like InsaneGameFreak said, he's been reduced to these wacky little mini games that don't really have anything to do with the character in general. Like I know, I can vaguely remember this, but I know that obviously Wario started off as one of Mario's oldest rivals in the game Mario Land 2, 6 golden coins or whatever. And then he later on, they tried to make a platformer for him as well, where he eats garlic and collects a lot of coins and stuff. Like he's basically was supposed to be like Mario, only a greedy version, a greedy, money grubbing, unmoralistic version, and they never expand upon it. He made his debut in Super Mario 64 for the DS. He was playable as a character in that game. Unfortunately, they never compliment on Wario, or excuse me, not compliment, capitalize on Wario afterwards. He's reduced to these mini games again. So one of the things I think needs to happen with Mario, as far as, I guess we can talk about the characters first. One of the things I think needs to happen with Mario in terms of character-wise they're going a pretty decent route as far as like which characters can see the spotlight as of recent. And I say that because 2013 is more or less Luigi's year, as you all have already seen. Like the new RPG game that's coming out for the 3DS, that game's mostly devoted to Luigi. Like, yeah, Mario's in it, and they do the tag team thing like they've been doing, but Luigi's supposed to be the main, like what the game focuses around, Luigi and his actions. Honestly, I gotta say this formula though seems a little too familiar with Bowser's Inside Stories, where everything Bowser does will affect what happens pretty much in the game because the game took place inside of Bowser's body. Same formula here. It's like whatever Luigi's doing as he's sleeping or going through his dreams or whatever will overall have an effect on what's happening in the world while they play. But as far as things go, like when I talked about this in my Mario Generations game, I didn't really talk about it as much, but I did lightly tap over it, like how you can increase character development between characters. One of the things I was talking about mainly was like Mario, because Mario's been shown off as a character with not much personality other than his RPG games. And that's only because Miyamoto wants Mario to be a character that can be pretty much used in anything. He wants Mario to be well balanced all around, be able to be in pretty much any universe without throwing off the game's formula too much. And while I respect that, I still think that Mario needs a somewhat of a personality. From what I've gathered from like just watching Mario do what he does, he sometimes comes like quick to action. He doesn't really think much. He's more of a action guy. And that's only because he doesn't talk. He says his occasional Italian phrases, but he doesn't talk. And the thing with that is, he's also like, he's obviously very heroic, he's kind-hearted, but those are basic traits of any Nintendo hero at this point. So, in hell, any silent protagonist in general has those traits. So, when you really look at it, there's not much to say about Mario that can't really be said about any other silent protagonist. Yeah, Mario does things that he needs to do in order to save Peach or save the world, but outside of that, what more is there to him? He has I hate to say this, he has the personality of a cardboard box, but we still love him anyway. He's the face of video gaming. He's an icon. One of the things I said in my Mario Generations video was like there should be a small little cutscene where modern Mario and 8-bit Mario are trying to get like a star or whatever, a MacGuffin needed to increase the plot. And Mario wall jumps in order to get it because it's in a high area. And 8-bit Mario tries to wall jump and he utterly fails, and he even ends up in his failure position. You know, that position where he gets hit by an enemy. And he like fails and then he falls on his face. One of the things. So, just because you have your characters silent doesn't mean that actions can prevent them from showing their characters off. Like Luigi is shown in the Mario and Luigi Saga games to shiver and, you know, speak really fast in Italian phrases, and he's known to scream, and he's known to be the cowardly of the two. And like I said, Mario and Luigi games are the only games I really would say that Mario and Luigi show off their characteristics, while Mario seems to be the affirmative brave man, and he's the straight guy, while Luigi's the comedic cowardly brother. And overall it works, but there needs to be more games like this, or there needs to be more of these personality traits shown in future Mario games, not just in the RPG titles. And hell, Luigi doesn't even show up in the RPG, in the Paper Mario series. I mean, he does, but he makes cutscene appearances rather than being an actually playable character. As of why, I see no reason. But as far as things go, in a Paper Mario series, Mario ends up teaming up with what could potentially look like an enemy, but is overall a friend. and with the occasionally Princess Peach being in the fray as well. Which I gotta say, I really liked Princess Peach being a playable character in Super Paper Mario. Because that, it seems like it helps. It expands upon her more, and they haven't made Peach a playable character in an RPG since Super Mario RPG. But that also begs the question, who's the main enemy? But that's the thing. Even the formula of Mario, Princess Peach doesn't have to be kidnapped every time. Like, I think having Peach be playable as a character will not only expand the Mario fans' horizon of like people that can play, because then people will see Peach more as a icon rather than a female stereotype damsel in distress. Like, Peach was never playable in a game until Mario 2. And as we've already seen, that game was all just a dream. So, in this game, in the new game coming out, Super Mario 3D World, Princess Peach is finally playable again. Of course, it begs the question, who's the enemy in this game? Or what are they fighting for, I guess, in this game? Because Princess Peach isn't going to be kidnapped by Bowser. So what exactly is going to happen? So I definitely am interested about that. But as far as the characters go, like, I can understand why you put Toad as a character in the new game. But let's be honest, we can reflect on some more colorful characters than Toad in future Mario games. Like, we have a whole roster. We have Waluigi, we have Wario, we have Princess Daisy. Waluigi and Daisy, basically the two main people to affect Luigi's life, are not even present in Mario's mainstream games. They're only in the party games and the sports titles. I mean, you have Daisy, which is Luigi's girlfriend, and Waluigi, which is the Wario equivalent to Luigi, and you're not using them. And especially in the year of Luigi, I think Luigi could really benefit from showing his relationship off with Daisy more in future games, because the only reason that Luigi and Daisy go together is because it's implied in a lot of the sports title games when you team the two up. And it's because we think to ourselves, okay, Mario has Princess Peach, so Luigi has to have somebody, and we pretty much just imply that Luigi and Daisy are together, but it's never really focused on at all in any of the Mario games. And as for Waluigi, it's like, yeah, he's Luigi's rival, but we never get a sense that they fight or anything. Like, we never get to really see them compete against each other except for in the sports games. But then again, that also brings up the issue that we never seen Mario go against Wario for real, except for in his debut. I think they need to bring this rivalry back a little bit more, because it would add some new flavor to the game. Make some platformers where Mario has to, maybe race against Wario or something. Like it'd be a platformer race against him and Wario, or hell, even go as far as to make Wario the main villain. There's something you can do with a character like Wario and Waluigi, who showed a half personality in their sports titles and in their spin-off titles, and just apply that to the regular platformers. As far as the platforming goes, like the gameplay wise, the games that they're releasing, like Super Mario U and New Super Mario World, the new Super Mario series should be done by this point. Like, after New Super Mario U, I think they should be done. Like, all of the games that they've made at this point are mostly reflective of Super Mario World and Super Mario Brothers 3. Like, they have the same gimmicks, the P-meter, the Tanuki suit, the raccoon suit. Yeah, at this point, I think that Mario needs to stray away from this series and try to go two ways. One, make a new game with references from older games into that one. Or B, they need to just completely make a new formula of platforming altogether. Also, what they need to do is they need to get back to their 3D routes. And I know 3D World is coming out, but I'm talking about like a Mario Galaxy style game. Like, basically the Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Galaxy 1 and Galaxy 2 formula. They've strayed away from it. They haven't gone back to it in so long, and they need to. And not just that, they need to also add other characters in there and give them like more or less development. And these are some big jumps that we all are asking for, and I can see Insane Game Freak's reasoning for making his video and why he did. Because, to be honest, the Mario formula needs an upgrade. It needs to. I'm not saying it needs to change drastically, but it does need an upgrade because there's nothing like from all the games you've played: New Super Mario Brothers for the DS, New Super Mario Brothers for the Wii, New Super Mario 2, and New Super Mario U. All of these games, all four of these New Super Mario titles feel like just rinse, wash, and repeats, grabbing onto nostalgia and using it as a template for each Mario game you play. And while it's Mario, it's fun for the family, it's something that everyone can pick up and play, it's playing it safe. And unfortunately, that's how Sonic has been able to get ahead as far as like just overall stature. Like, yeah, Sonic did bad for a while, and that's the ending result of trying to be too serious. I'm not saying they need to be too serious with character development, like Sonic did. Sonic learned from his mistake. And now we've got good games. We've got Sonic Unleashed was a recovery. Sonic and the Black Knights was Sonic and the Black Knights. Sonic Colors was definitely a step back in its right direction. Sonic Colors definitely brought Sonic back to his status. Sonic Generations kept Sonic going, like he's doing well now, and Sonic Lost Worlds is proving that, from what we can see of Sonic Lost Worlds, it's proving to put Sonic back in the league. Like he's literally back on the same plateau as Mario, and if not higher, because Sonic has a personality to him, unfortunately. Yeah, it was a big step giving Sonic a voice, and it was kind of choppy at first. But overall, it gave them the ability to do things with Sonic that Mario's still being held back on to this day. I'm not saying that Mario should resort to talking, because you can use pantomimes to show off character development. Hell, look at the fan game Sonic before the sequel and Sonic after the sequel. The characters don't talk, but they still show tons of personality, and they can do the same here. And they can work on that by expanding more on the characters that exist in the Mario franchise. Hell, if you're going to devote this year to Luigi, devote another year to like Princess Peach. Make another Princess Peach game. I mean, yeah, Princess Peach game was not that famous. It didn't receive that much money, I think. But still, the fact that Princess Peach had her own game definitely put a staple somewhere in the Mario series. It put a step up somewhere as far as character development. We learned more about Peach, and we got to indulge more into Peach's mind because of this game. Like, focus on the other characters. You've done it with Yoshi, you've done it with Peach, and you're doing it with Luigi. Try this formula a bit better with some of Mario's enemies and expand on Mario a little. But anyway, that's it. Tyrone the Guide 3's out. If you want more info on this, look at Insane Game Freak's channel. Peace, you guys.